forgot to set that up. Okay. I gotta write that into my notes. Guess I gotta restart. Perfect. Oh wait, the sound was always at the right. It's just that it's so low for me. I see. Perfect. Oh, I should have done that first. So we're on day 207. Okay. Oh, that's something I wanted to remove. No more optional. Oh, is this the latest fun stash sharp? I think it is, right? If I search that. Mono game. Oh, 9.2 now. Okay, let's update that. Mono game extended. Should be fine. Everything's good. Okay. Hey, welcome, Tinklum. Am I pretty good? I'm starting to understand what I'm doing, maybe. Hey, welcome, Murph Laws. Okay. This we don't care. Don't care. For now, at least. Don't care. I don't know. Let's call that update libraries. Update. Okay. How do I do what I want to do? Okay, let's look at my old wiki. I know that I had my design choices in here, and I don't want to remake everything, so let's go in here. Design choices. I think it's a good idea to go in here and copy the whole thing. Let's put that in here, design choices. Markdown. Okay. Design choices. Let's start a new part up here. Okay. We need a way to be able to go from to travel through the component hierarchy. I guess I do like goals like this. Travel. To travel. This is not how you write that. Okay. We need to be able to travel through the component hierarchy. What does that mean? It means to travel, to cycle hierarchy. Yeah, exactly. What do I mean by that? So if you have a UI, the UI has an hierarchy. So essentially you have, let's say you have a window. So this is the VS Code window. In the window, then you have maybe like a sidebar, a menu up here, maybe like an actual the content. And the content has stuff inside. So if you want to start like doing this, you can say we have a window. Inside the window, we have, let's do a list again. Let's separate that, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have the window, then here we have a sidebar. Then maybe we have like the content. Maybe up there we also have like a menu. So you see the menu has that. Then here the content. I'll lower the sound a bit. So the content, here we have what? We have two tabs, let's say. You can have like do they call it here? A split. So here we have the content with a split and another split. Maybe the first split here has tabs. So you have a tab here and a second tab up here. And then on this side we have a split and then we have one tab. So that's pretty much what I mean. Here you have like the menu, like file, edit, selection. So this has a clear parent-children hierarchy. Let's say you're in here. So let's say I press the Alt. You see how this gets underlined, and then I do F. You see how here I'm able to go from here and then arrow keys in order to go like between the children. Oops. And also if I start pressing the up and down, I'm able to go, and you see how this loops? That's interesting. Huh. But what happens here if I'm here? Oh, you see how preferences? You see how like usually when I press the right and left, it goes to a different menu item? But then if I go in preferences, oh, okay, so if I go in preferences and I have like this sub menu, I can go in there, and if I press right again, now I can split. Anyway, so this is what I mean. So I want to be able to cycle, so go from one thing into another. I used to code that using by having in the component the definition, the concept of where is it? Get previous, get next. Maybe this doesn't make sense. Yeah, because what happens? Let's go into my Milton. Let's go on the side. Okay, let's say you have a menu that is up and down. Let's say like a main menu for a game. Well, I don't know. So you have like usually something like resume. Under maybe you have like settings. Oops, how do you write that? Maybe you have like a credits. And then maybe quit. Yeah. And then if you cycle through, it will go through the options and then loop back. But as we can see here, what happens if I keep pressing right? Oh, there's a limit. So it doesn't cycle that way, but it does cycle this way. Oh, that's weird. Maybe they didn't think maybe they have a bug in the VS Code. You see how like I can go from file to help, but I can't go from help to file. That's odd. This one here has a limit. So I'm able to go through the items. Okay, and if I press tab, you see this is the usual cycle thing. No, I don't know where I'm at. go in edit mode in case this is the reason. Okay, so at some point we end up in the content and then it traps inputs. That's what I figured. Okay. So maybe we don't want to cycle. It has a demo, but it's private to me. I'm the only one that can play it, and a few other people, but there's no public demo. That could be something fun. I could like set up my Steam page at put some info. The problem is that I heard that if you release a Steam page and it's not perfect, you lose a lot of your fire. Maybe I couldn't care less. I don't know. And if I do a demo, I would be so tempted to ship it and have it be the main game. Just ship like the demo as the full thing. Hey, thanks by the way. I added the Ori OST to my playlist. It has grown on me over the months. I wasn't fully sold on it when I first heard it. Okay. So should that cycle idea be part of the like a big issue with my old way of doing things was that I needed this component focus. And then you could have like what is in focus, and then you had to code like this thing called like focus previous, focus next. Yeah. A dance of fire and ice. I don't know that one. A dance of fire and ice. Oops. Well, I wrote it wrong, but it still completed it for me. Oh, it looks cool. Did I see this before? Oh, really? Did they really put that on their trailer? I've seen this game before. Do you control where the character goes? Or does it always follow a path? Oh wow, that looks like a fun game. It's not like something that is too complicated. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Press with the right timing. I guess. Oh, wow. Yeah, they got crazy. Do you have the control over the zoom, or did they do that for the tutorial? A dance of fire and ice. Is it endless? Like you keep going all... No, there's a start for the trailer, I see. Not bad, there's a lot of reviews here. When did that release? 2019. I guess I never did see it. Oh, that's cool. Is there no map editor? Very frustrating. Yeah. So who's in charge of doing focus like that? Is it? Is it? From the point of view of... I mean, at the end of the day, when you press a button, you need to know what's currently in focus, surely. So is it in charge? Is it up to the panel to do this? Or maybe I do need this API with this component focus. But now that I have... So you can have a high level focus to cycle through everything one by one. Streamlabs? I don't know. How do you usually know that I'm online? Compose a piano. Oh, I think this just was never enabled. Let's go if I can. Okay, I see what you mean. Let's see if I can enable that redeem. Chat is not hidden. It's like up here. I see your chat right now. Maybe it was broken for a sec. Can I log in? Let's log in. Oh, they still have Mixer in there. Feels bad. I had high hopes for that. Okay, how do we enable something? Oh, no, not that. Is it my alert box? Hose bits. This is, what is it called? Oh, only 4 years. It's called the channel points, right? Oh, is it not there? As far as I can see, I have everything enabled. Redemptions, what does that mean? Just redeem dummy. I don't know if that was the, it's what they call it, redemption. Yeah. I renamed the thing to robot points. Yeah, as far as I can tell, either I already have it set up but it's not working, or they don't have it. What is this? It doesn't work. Yep. Hey, I can give you a recorder composition. What's the goal right now? I'm trying to think of my API. So I'm designing my UI system, UI design choices. Oh, I need to rename that. It's just design choices because we're in the UI. Here. Let's see. What do I? It says piano, but you got ripped off. Rip. Let's see. Hey, I had a really cool composition a long time ago. I wonder if I can remember it. It's been like 12 years. Um, oh yeah, that's how it sounded. Wait, I'll put it myself further so I don't break your ears. Man, I'm so rusty. It's crazy. Wow. Man, I need a deeper one, like a big recorder. Yeah, that's how it sounded. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Yeah, whatever. Good enough. So what's the goal of today's stream? Hey, thanks for your 3K. Get wrecked. Just kidding. I'm sure I'll do a better composition later while you're there. Is that a recorder right now? Hey, wait, I need to try something. Oh. Ah, that's so awesome. Okay, wait. Yeah, now it feels like huge. Wait, okay, let's see if I can do another one. What's classical things? You want a quest? Wait. I'm trying to remember Lord of the Ring, but um.
I am a robot.
Hey, thanks for the follow, Master Ride 05. Oh wait, what? Oh, the notes are long gone in my. Wait, what was the note? Okay, another one. Wait, what was the Titanic song? I forgot. Uh, so close from remembering. Maybe I started it too low. Welcome, Master Ride. Yeah. I'm trying to remember the good recorder. Man, that's such a good idea. Recorder with reverb. Oh, wow. Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I'm really rusty. Dum, dum. Man, the dog wants to come in. Okay, be right back. Wait, I got another one in my. Oop. What was the rest? I forgot. Freaking dog. If I repractice my notes, I could remember. Hey, come here. She just came for attention and now she's gone. That's nice. I just found a new thing to do on stream. Recorder with reverb. It's way too smart. I should have thought about it before. Because this sounds not as good, like. And then this sounds like crazy. Yep. You just added 2 years to my development. Good job. I hope that was worth your 3K. Okay. Man, okay, get the music. Okay, first things first, before I get too far, let's go in my example. Let's set up a project. I forgot how to do this, so let's go check my notes. Okay, .NET new fo.framework.c simple output. Wait, is there really nothing here? No, there is nothing. I didn't do it yesterday. Output example. What is that? Huh. I guess I didn't install it. Install that. And now create it. Perfect. But we need to... Oh no, it just worked. Wait, no, never mind. Example, we're gone. Okay, now we have an example project. Hey, does this second VS Code thing work? It doesn't. So the debug thing has to be at the root. This other one isn't there. What is this? There's nothing here. I guess I could move it up. Move. Yes, replace. This, let's call it that. You're gonna be in example. Perfect. Example, everything gets example. Yeah, sure, I'll keep the DirectX. Oops. Maybe I should have called it sample. Oh well, too bad. Too late to change it now. Example. Brr. Is this an error? The publish comments are wrong? Yeah, whatever, I couldn't care less. Let's just get rid of all of that. But wait, I actually do care. So you're saying that my source, let's go in simple, VS Code, task. The published things are wrong. The platform is missing. Did I really do that? Also watch we don't need. I need to get rid of that. Do I have the same issue here in the full? No, the full are... No, they're... Yeah, they're wrong. What? Also, I'll have a reason to do a new release. Feels good. So now that I have that, I'm allowed to do this. Run OpenGL. So the build success. Awesome. Okay. While I think about it, let's start itch. Let's mark today. 32, perfect. Okay. I'm starting to think that it's okay to have a thing called a component focus, but also the thing in focus doesn't get priority or lowest priority on the draw. That's okay. So the only thing focus does is give priority to inputs. Hover though, I was starting to code this hover thing. Man, this is... Can I simplify it? That would be the best. Let's see what the last merge. Big refactor, rework, input, hover, focus. The focus is nice because if I look at update input, I gave this the most priority, but in my new system, this has to be the lowest priority. Fine, hover. The goal of the hover was to resolve input conflicts. For the focus. In other words, with my new input library, with all the things that I did, we don't have to use a hover for focus handling. Hover is like, yeah, it doesn't matter. Also, now we don't break out of the input loop. Okay, so this whole thing, the hover is no longer required. Okay. Let's go in here, example, whatever. Platforms. Let's add a package reference. Project. Reference. Include. Dot slash. So dot slash. So that again. And now I'm allowed to go in source. Should I just hard code this? I think I do. And I can do this. Let's, just for the fun of it, create a new file. Test.cs. Put into the namespace. Apo.qi. Public. Static. I'll do class. Test. Public static testing. That's a void. And that's all. I don't care about anything else. Now if I go in game this. Am I allowed to go? And I do using apo.gui. Can I do this? Test. Come on, testing. I guess I didn't restore or do anything weird. Anyway, let's try to build, see if this crashes. Wait, why is it wrong? Did I auto-complete and then... No, I didn't. What? Also, yes, you're right. 2.1. I need to update my templates, yeah, for sure. Also, I don't need to do this because this already includes it for me. And that's awesome because I can see that testing works. Also, just to see if I'm able to do this, let's do console.writeLine testing using system. Okay, and let's put a breakpoint. So I'm putting the breakpoint inside of here. So let's see if that does anything. Oh, it works. And it got printed. Perfect. Okay, well, that's all I wanted to know. So that's really cool because it allows me to have an example project in here. And be able to debug my GUI library from inside of here. Are you gonna instantly give me an error? No. It's probably because I created everything and, oh, well, I'll keep this, sure. Should I do something like namespace? Root, name, space, I forget how it's called. Well, I know it's called root namespace, but let's go check what it means. What does this mean? A bit longer. The root namespace for the specified root name is used to determine the proper naming for manager. Oh, also, I would have to do it in here. What is the difference between this? Assuming that you are talking about net, then the root namespace is what each class you create in Visual will become part of. Okay, I'll definitely want to add this. I don't know where I want to add this. Probably leave it here. Root namespace. Here we go. So if I create, oh, I disabled all of that, didn't I? Whatever. Since C# doesn't care, I'd rather be using slashes like that. The link though, does it matter? Let's see if it does or not. Oh, that was it? Oh. Let's try to build. Let's see if it still does anything. I crashed. UI that exists in the namespace app. Oh, well, true. Because I deleted everything. Okay, let's create a new file here. What I want to do is start defining my component base.cs. What does MGCB stand for? It stands for monogame content builder. Don't ask too many questions like that, because it's a cult, the cult of the monogame content pipeline. You need to be careful. Yeah. Class component. Oh, I wrote it right. Okay. What does this guy say? My class. Okay, the assembly name is simply the name of the compile file that your code will be compiled to. Okay. Question that I often see is, should your assembly name be the same as the root namespace and also the same as your project name? I used to be of the mindset that... Did they really mindset? That's funny. That you should have a project name the same as the assembly name. The same as the root namespace, just as the default with other. If you need to do some major refactoring and renaming, this can become a pain in the bum. Especially if you're using source control. It would be that your project name is simply a descriptive name. Well, I don't know if I understood anything, so whatever. Hey, if you want to know more about this, here, I'll give you a good link to read. Oh, I forgot that I'm in streamer mode. Yeah. Streamer mode enabled. Let's disable that. Look at that. Freaking long pose just to the... Hey, welcome back. Alright. Let's go back to my... Did I really close all my ducts? Music is getting hype. So the goal, support, input sheams. Oh, it's back to 2 now. Okay, support many input sheams. So mouse, keyboard, gamepad, touch screens. Okay, next. I need some light, don't I? What is wing fit? Oh. It doesn't say wing anywhere here, right? It says drawing. Is that what you meant? Drawing itself? Drawing? Okay, support many input scheme. So I used to say these things. So you need layouts. No. Oh, we fit. We fit? Yeah, we fit. No. I don't think I do hover anymore. Guitar Hero, I don't think so. I wonder if Monogame handles it. This is one of my favorite music in the game. The escaping the scene where it's so hype when you're playing and there's this music playing. I guess I already support it then. Did I just... Oops, I don't want to do that. Am I logged in? I can't even tell because they have this. How did I write this in a... It's a cycle through the component hierarchy. The problem is that it's not... Oh, I wrote it right. I'm so good. It's not always clear, right? Component hierarchy. To use So there's an issue with this that I tried the other day. It's that um, um, it's the where do you manage inputs? There's the way, you can be, for example, a true MGUI layout thing where things are only happening where you're using them. But then there's also the global MGUI state where you can predefine where things are happening, no matter where you're using stuff. Do I try to support both ways or not? How does it work? Wait, I got an idea. Let's create a new file and paste my old notes from the other day. Yeah. So normally you have update setup where I do my size, layout, input, update. And then with the MGUI thing, it was update. And then I still had my update setup, update, input. Hey,
It's showtime.
hey, BK Bank, welcome everyone. How went your stream? Update cleanup was a new thing. And then draw. So I'm designing right now a UI framework. Mine is going pretty good. I'm designing the API for my... Hey, are you familiar with MGUI? Oh, little credit minigame, very good. So you can play... Oh, that's something I wanted to experiment with. Yeah. So it's really convenient. I have some links if you want to see a bit what it is. Check this. If you want to do this UI in MGUI, or like in a usual... lower the music again. If you want to do this in a usual component framework, you have to first create your window, then add different things to the window. Yeah, then you create your layouts, and you do that like when your program starts. But in MGUI, instead of doing instancing everything at the start, you can just do this straight into your game loop. Immediate, exactly. So then you can just say, give me a hello world, give me a button in an if statement. So if you click it, this becomes true. And then you can just straight up call my function, my save function. You can have like text box, you just bind it straight onto your variables. And as you're editing here, your string gets updated. Or if you have a slider, you can bind it straight onto your float. And as you're editing this in the UI, the float here gets updated. So it's very convenient. You put this wherever you want, and then you get a UI. And then if you wanted, you could do an if statement, if show UI, and then put all of this in that if statement. And then if you don't go in the if statement, the UI would not exist. And if you do, then it would suddenly exist. So everything is managed straight up at runtime. Very convenient. You can have like more complex stuff, and it's all, everything is in line. You bind it straight onto your variables. So I'm trying to think about this. How the downside to this is that it's usually not recommended for in-game UIs. It's better for editors. Yeah. And it's not always very fun to style it. Especially if you have a really stylized game. Most UIs look very similar if you're using ImGUI. For example, this here is ImGUI, this painting application. And it's obvious that it's ImGUI because of like the windows, the way everything is set up. Yeah, exactly. That's also what the way it is for me. That's not usually how I design. Usually I set up everything up front. But it's so convenient, especially if you're working on games, to manage your UI. So here I'll show you what I've been working on in the past few days. This map editor. And I started to experiment with doing the ImGUI style of UIs. So I have a bunch of code that I'm never gonna commit, but it was just for testing. And I created this UI. And the way I managed to design my immediate wannabe UI is with this root component. So there's a bunch of functions like update setup, input, update, cleanup, draw. And here is a dictionary. I can name my components. So it's a dictionary that you have the name and then the component. So everything here, what it does is it loops over everything and calls on the components the right functions. C# library. ImGUI is a C++, and then in C# there's people usually use bindings to call the C++ libraries. Anyway. So I have this, and then I decided, okay, let's create a component, a slider component. And the way I designed it was you create a class slider. And this is just a regular old-fashioned component that you can instantiate. But I created then this slider extension method. I don't know if you're familiar with C#, but you can do like a public static, this root. And what it does is it injects this function into this component. That allows me to do UI dot slider here if I want to. Let's get rid of that. Anyway, so this is my slider. I'll restart. So this injects the slider function, and then I can do, okay, here's the slider, give it a name, bind yourself on this value, and then take this position, min, max. Anyway, so as you can see, this is now 1.5, and as I'm moving, the UI is okay. Every 5 seconds, I set it to reset. So I do every 5 seconds for 1 second, reset the slider value to 1.5. Anyway, so this is how I use my slider. So this function here return it. It injects the slider if the slider is not, it doesn't exist. Otherwise, it does it updates the values. Oh, also every frame you call update cleanup, and if for this frame you didn't update the component, then it gets removed. So if you look on the side here, there's a sidebar that keeps on every 5 seconds spawning, despawning, spawn, despawn. So that's how it works. It's I put it inside of an if statement, and sometimes it exists, sometimes it doesn't. You can see the animation when it respawns. Oop. And also when I click it, it says we got pressed. So the way I did is I call this a panel button. It's a made up component, and it has a pressed boolean. So when this is pressed, then I can write we got pressed, and that's how like you have a ImGUI button pretty much. So I don't yet know if I like this idea or the way it's implemented, but it works. So now I'm gonna try to generalize this the way this works into a separate library. Yeah, exactly. It's a weird design. It almost feels dirty. But once everything is coded on the side that you're using it, this is it. I don't have to like add things to a panel. Well, I could if I wanted, but I don't have to do anything weird like I just do this. UI, give me a slider, call it this, bind yourself on this value. Here's your position, here's your min max, and that's it. And then here I get my slider. Hey, let's bind this to exist when the slider is above, instead of being a timer. Let's do that. So this exists when my slider value is above 0.5. Let's move that down there. So yeah, if I put my slider above this, then my panel will exist. Oh, also, let's get rid of this. That was just testing code. So you see how this is very convenient for coding UIs. I can decide to add things conditionally. So right now we're... Hey!
It's showtime!
Hey, welcome, man. Gbed? No, GB3D. So now this exists. Huh. Oh wait, I'm wrong, because I gave the range to be between 1 and 2, and now it's always... Let's bring that back to 0. That was for testing. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Hacker stuff, yeah, exactly. Oh, whoops. Let's make sure this is 0.5. Okay, now we're all set. I'll be able to create or not create things. So now it doesn't exist for some reason, because it exists when you're above but not equal, I see. So now we're done equal. Here it exists. Now I have a button. Oop, now it disappears. Yeah. Somehow it's magic, right? You see this slider? Hey, you might not be a coder, but I feel like this is so simple that you can understand it. Look at that. I have something I call a slider. A slider is a component that lets you see this value 0 and 1. So by changing this bar, it goes from 0 all the way to 1. Yeah. So this is what creates this thing. It shows it on the UI here. Yeah, true. And then this value, that is the slider value, when it's above 0.5, I create this other thing called a panel button. And this panel button, when it's pressed, I write this into the console. So this is my console down here. And when I click this, you see the new message every time it exists. You see this? But now if this becomes lower than 0.5, it stops existing, and now when I click, nothing happens. Has coding ever been this easy? I think not. Yep. We got press, wow. You see that how, and it's so cool because there's a spawn animation. Oh, is that something I should handle? A despawn animation, Should things be able to... but then it can look weird if you have things... Yeah, I guess not. Hey, good night. Tuck tuck. Yeah, I guess you can't have despawn because then things will start looking weird when you have something that's spawned and then something that despawns and both are supposed to be on the same place. This is so cool. Okay, let's write some code and have fun. Yeah, that's where I was looking. Okay. So yeah, the first, the update loop thing, update setup, parenting side. So this gives you update. So I could get rid of input maybe. Oops. And then the input could happen here. Then you could sandwich components. So in a UI framework, you have components, at least that's how I call it. And you can have parent-children relationships. So, and then things can start being positioned on screen. When you have too many things, you can put a scroll bar or whatever. So all the layout, the positioning, I do that in the update setup. Find the size, find the layout. Let's copy this. So depending which version I do, it changes where the UI is created. This version you can use everywhere. I could decide to create components in the draw if I felt like it. Now this brings a question. If you have this in the draw, then they get cleaned up. So should I simplify my update cleanup step so that it's done at the start of setup every frame? Let's look at this root component thing. So update cleanup right now. If the last ping is current frame, Hey, let's try something fun. If I go in here, and instead of having this be there, what if I do the float here? Slider value equals 0.5f. What happens here? Now this thing is in line. I guess this gets reset every frame, but maybe it doesn't. I should have done bigger or equal. Oh. This one draws it. Let's comment that out. I don't care anymore. Smaller or equal. Okay. And then when I drop it, it always resets because... Oh, that's interesting. Well, I knew this was gonna happen, but whatever. Just wanted to see it for myself. Let's reread this really fast. Use age. How it works. Oh. Oh. I thought this was gonna be more detailed. Well, I'm sure it's good, but in here in the wiki. I'll use the one I have. In other words, I don't need update cleanup. That's what I'm getting. And then the input is done either here or in here. How do we control? Is there a way that I can opt into this? Can I opt into either this or inputs here? That would be really cool if I can. Da, da, da. I need more lights, right? More lights. Hey, I want to learn C# function. In other words, this becomes update. No, this is update setup. Okay, there's an issue maybe. I'm thinking of the case where you have a game and you have, let's say, a menu that pops up. And at that point, you need the game to take, the menu to take all the inputs. Yeah, you don't want inputs to accidentally go under. But you still want everything else. Let's say your menu has transparency. You still want everything else to be drawn, maybe. How do we do this in my way of coding stuff, my way of processing inputs? Hey, by the way, welcome to everyone that's new to the stream. If you want to join my Discord, this is the link. Okay, so you have your update input, use UI library, use your ping. Update them. Do I need like a freeze input on a specific UI then? Like I would be able to come in here and say UI.freeze. UI.freeze input. Man, this music, intense. Man, I started streaming way too late. It's already 5, and I'm only in 1 hour 30 minutes in. So I don't have all the time I wanted. Yeah, I think with this, I'm about to break things if I'm not careful. So let's write this down. Design ability to cycle through component hierarchy is component in an MGUI way. Well, actually, I think everything's gonna be MGUI way from now on. Mobility. Man, this is crazy. To freeze inputs. Oh, I'm no longer in streamer mode, I forgot. Sorry about that thing. I wonder why I waited so long to add the Ori music to the stream. Okay. So a component, what does it mean? What does it do? You have, I'll start with like doing this abstract, then I'll remove the abstract keyword. So I like this idea of a public void. Oh yeah, I can do that. Public void update setup. I like this. Well, no, you're supposed to do this now. I like this. Update input. I also like update and draw. Is this freeze? Input. Is frozen. Why is this wrong? Oh, I see. Okay. So you're frozen. Design choices. So I will support many different input types. Hey Samurai. Greetings. Did I show you this yesterday? Or the day before rather? Check that, this is a slider. I'm pretty sure. A bit funky, yeah. I'm refactoring the code into its own thing. Check that, I put this panel thing. So you see this panel? When I click it, it writes we got pressed. But it only exists if the slider is below 0.5. So if I take this, poop, you see now when I click there's nothing, it stops existing. But then if I drop it, poop, it comes back. And this is all controlled by this little slider. It's based on the control flow. If we go in here, it exists. If we don't go in here, it doesn't exist. Let's get rid of this. I can actually code it like this if I want to be lazy. Ooh. See that? So we write this. So if this is smaller and this got pressed, then we write this. Okay, I need to re-look at this again. Or maybe look at this in UI demo. Oh yeah, I tried to do breaking stuff. Can I undo? Oh, I'm not allowed to undo. Hey, I can undo this. Perfect. Undo. Discard changes. What did I do here? Oh, I removed the white space. It's funny. Okay, here. So if test window, then you have this if show test window, which is here. First ever use. Show another simple window, this time using an explicit begin. Okay, I need to look at this correctly. So first use ever. MGUI.show demo. Okay, this is something that is hard coded. It comes from MGUI. Ah, that's pretty cool. Let's F5 this. Ref show. So this, I guess, takes a bool and it says. Okay, that's interesting. So you can call a lot of things and functions and then call the functions to create the UI. So test window is this. So that's something that is given. And then if I press X, this becomes false because it's by ref. Interesting. And this test window, how does it work? Test window, so you do if I'm clicking this, toggle the bool. Okay, but I want to see this one, this smaller, another window. This window says hello. MGUI set next window size. Num vector 2. Huh. So you get a size and that's it. You don't decide where it spawns. But now that I have it there, it stays there. And if I press X and I restart, they created this MGUI ini thing. Another window. How do they know it's called another window? Where did, oh, it got written here. Another window. And this is also bound to its own bool. Interesting design. Hello. We are not happy unless I have a slider. And instead of ref F, let's call this F2. Let's call this, oops, F1. Oops, I'm looking at the wrong one. Pretty sweet. There's something called ducking, right, in MGUI? Ducking. Yeah, that's true. So maybe this way of using it is not good. Maybe every Yeah, so the way MUI works is it's an API. So these things, they are part of an API. Begin is the word to start a window. What is there a full definition of the API? Text editors. That's funny. If it would be convenient to have an API. You're saying that if it would be, if I'm looking for something, not likely that I find it in here rather. Link 6. Is that a global emote? That's someone's channel, huh? Yeah. That's why I'm working so hard to learn how to do good docs. Yeah, but this is the API. They have to have good docs. Where's the docs? Usage. I don't want usage. I want the full docs. Everything. Where is it? It has to exist. Support FAQ. I don't want like software. I want the whole the reference. Everything that I click links me to other things. Like if I go here, they go like they give me links to other articles. Yeah, I mean I could go check the code, but it's C++. I mean maybe they have a header file that I can read. That's true. Where are all the API? Yeah. I don't see anything that I want to read here. How, like let's say I want to start. I mean that's nice. I can read this. I can, but where do you look if you want to? You need to go deeper. Is it like in here? You're supposed to go in this test window, and then you have the docs. Configuration. This blinks. Kind of cool. Why does it... oh, there's more options this way. Okay, whatever. Widgets. I guess that's what I'm looking for, widgets. Do they have info about all the widgets? They call it widgets here, so let's call it widgets. Allows you... I see all the widgets, but surely the same information is colored text. What is this? Oh. Can I edit my own code? I want to see it break. Oh, also I see the G go over the line. That seems weird. Yeah, the things are going under. Interesting. I guess it's not a bug though. That's just the way text works. That doesn't seem to work. Huh. Let's... Can't I... Combo... Yeah, I mean they have a lot of things, but where's the docs? There's 6 mentions of widgets. I don't want third party. I want the first party widgets. Am I crazy? Am I really supposed to click on this? I guess that is the thing. Text color disable. So the docs is here. Button behavior. Button small. Can keep. Okay. Let's go back to the text one. I want to see how it's implemented. Text was the... Yeah, it was just that, okay. Text, so they take this. Is that valid C++? What does that mean? A parameter pack and references to 0 or more template parameters. So args is args coming from this dot dot dot? Text v, okay. Text v. So text v here is not exposed. Also, that's nice. I can see what exists. Slider, lots of sliders. Window. Begin. Where's the begin? Oh, it's huge. This is a big file. Oh well, okay, 600, but it's 600 of pure function signatures. Lag. That's a lot of stuff. Image. End child, end frame, end menu. Man, that looks hard to code when you look at the API like this. Begin. So begin, you have your name. Is it open? I'm guessing if you don't have open, it's always open. Let's give it a try. Let's do a begin. Okay, well, set next window size. Let's copy all of this. Oop. Yeah, whatever. Another. Oops, can't write. We don't need this. And I'm removing this ref. Position. This is the size. Okay, so I keep it this. Hey, and I see that there's no X, which proves my point. So yeah, the bool allows me to not, so that it's not closable. Very interesting. I wonder how far I want to go in replicating an API like this. Creating windows like that is very convenient. But also having the option of being retained it also has some advantages. So in other words, what I'll need is an API for panels. Yeah. Oh, this file is huge. I'm only at line 200 of 7,000, 8,000. Let's just read that fast. So label, bullet, button behavior. So there's things for everything. Button, small button, invisible button, arrow buttons. There's buttons, image button, checkbox. We have all the buttons. Dummy, what's up, dummy? Section, low level. Oh, I see. So they have like this section thing. They have 200 sections. Is that what I'm getting? No, okay. Good. Let's go back. Section with my brackets, apparently. So there's 39 sections. Also, when I remove this bracket, I have more. Oh, okay, because it gets more. Makes sense. Begin tab item. Okay. So, as nice as this is, I don't want an API that is like that. I want the convenience of being able to use things anywhere, but I don't want the downsides of having to do such a big API and then try to imagine how the API can be used, what breaks it, and also having to manage the state and figure out like are we in a valid state? Like what happens if I call this but I don't call end? Most likely we crash, right? Let's comment that out. Well, either we crash or we get like something, an exception, or it's happy. So in other words, they handle this case. Let's do MUI end though, and no begin. It didn't crash, it just put the hello in the previous window. And I guess this thing got ignored. So you see how like they're handling a lot of errors behind the scenes, or things that could be errors. So that's probably a lot of work getting that to not break. What if I do like this? And also I do this. They're quite happy that I did that. I only got one window. What if I do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5? Oh, and by the way, we're ending none of them. So the thing should be in the 5, right? Window 5, yeah. Window. Those one are small because I didn't set the size. So which one got the size? Wait, let's undo this. Let's get rid of this ini. It's nice that they're using ini. I like this format. Okay, so the window 1 got the size. This one got a size because of the text. The other ones got no size. Yeah, so it handles a lot of errors behind the scenes. Like it lets me be really free. Okay, but I'm starting to understand more what I'm looking for in a UI framework. So this is very nice. Ability to consume puts inline. So it would be like the concept of an inline component. ability to consume inputs in line. I'll have to like define what that means. Okay. So some things that I know I'll have this component. I'll also have a panel with the concept, with the understanding that it is a panel. Because being able to add things like this, give me a window, and then doing this and having the text and slider be added straight into the window, that's very convenient. Yeah, so this I like. So let's do this. Did I not create it? Forgot. Panel.cs. I guess window is interesting, having a window. But the problem is that when you touch the window, then it comes to the forefront, doesn't it? Let's try that. I guess I could have cleaned that up a bit, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, so we have this window and this window. Right now this window is on top, but if I touch this, this window is now on top. Interesting. Are you familiar with the way graphics API are designed? Or more specifically, let's say we look at the monogame sprite batch. So we go in here and we look at the sprite batch. Sort of, okay, perfect. So if we look at this draw, I have this S, which is my sprite batch. And then here I can do begin, draw everything in this begin with this camera view. So this is my world transformation. So everything that is drawn between this begin and this end are in world. This one is not as happy, so it's not like MGUI. If I don't have this end, it will crash and it will make sure that I feel bad. Bam. Yeah. Invalid operation. Begin cannot be called again until end has been successfully called. Yeah. Anyway, so this here is like set up a state. Everything that is drawn in here are like they follow this state or whatever. And here there's no state, so this is in the so like this is very convenient because you can say do that, do a bunch of things, end. Set up a new state, do a bunch of things, end. In JavaScript, they went even a bit further. They allowed you to do nesting. So if I go JavaScript canvas, save. They have this in JavaScript. Drawing state, so you can do your context, save. So for example, here, oops, wrong button. You can get your canvas. You can save the default state. You can do your stuff. So you can change here the background color, the fill color rather, to green. Now when you draw a rectangle, the color will be green. Then you can restore. And then now we go back to the original state. So when you draw this, it becomes black. So you see how this is very convenient. You can save, change the states. New things are now using this state that you just set. And then you can restore. Yeah. So the idea of ImGUI is to do the same thing. Let's get rid of all that I added. But so here you say like, I guess if we don't call begin end, the widgets appear in a window automatically called debug. Interesting. So if I look at this, oh, there's a debug called. Okay, I see. Yeah, so you see this? So here they have like add. Yeah, so it's very convenient. It says like, give me a text, give me float, give me things to color. Yeah, give me an input. Here they call begin. This is like my begin from the other one. Do your thing, end, and then you just group things. And like, because of doing it like this, instead of having an object, I'm able to do maybe an if here, and then I could call conditionally the end, or I could let this. So I could do like my end here, or I could let this thing leak, do more stuff, like add more stuff to the window, and maybe the opposite of this if, and then I can call it end later. Like you can have so much freedom on your control flow if you do it like that. Yeah. The downside though is that you need to keep track of things behind the scene and then make it so that the API feels really smooth. Yeah, exactly. The alternative is that you'd have to do like this whole area. You'd have like to group it in its own little scope or like its own object, and then in that object, then you would add the children. Like the yeah, normally you'd have to do like panel p equal new panel, and then you'd have to do like p.add. And then you had your new text, whatever, and then p.add new slider. And now you know that there's never gonna be any issues because you know what p is. You can actually touch it, call functions on it. So this new text is not added anywhere; it's added exactly on p. That's usually how UIs are done. It's not bad either, but it's so convenient to have an API like this. Yeah, that's why it's called a stateless. It's useful that I talk like this because it makes me understand more what I'm doing. Oops, not that. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's so popular nowadays. Almost every new every time you want to debug, you don't want like let's say you don't have a UI set up already. You don't have to start like setting up, like instancing everything, set up like windows, and then set up things before your program runs. And then in your game loop, then you can update variables into the UI. No, you go exactly where you want it. You create your button. Yeah, just like that. You want a slider. I don't have like to go into my load content and set up my slider. I just have to go in here and say, give me a slider. Give me this on this value. That's it. So yeah, panel is something I want. So there are things that are going to be first class. So this concept of a panel is going to be first class. When you create a panel, automatically it will be focused in terms of the root element. And then if I create a text, automatically it will call the add on panel. Oops. Why did I not do that right? Oops. I'm gonna do a bunch of abstract class, even though they're not gonna be abstract class eventually, but public. I'll reload. I think it wouldn't. Let's go check like the types of bugs that people are reporting. Let's see the pull request first. Fix metal. A lot of fun bugs in there. Wait. They don't have mouse wheel, feels bad. That's some good stuff. Oh. What is this? I want to be able to rename the nodes in a tree view and it's never come in the way. You provide the name for the node and yeah, that's true. That's what I was thinking. That's why I clicked on it. I mean renaming like in press F12 and type what? Oh. It's nice. I'm starting to get like a I'm starting to visualize my whole API, my whole UI, how I use it. I see like some really good potential. Yeah, component panel. Because if you look at my Rashtal code, for example, look at how much boilerplate I do on my UIs. Let's say I create a menu. Look at that. It's not the worst possible thing, but oh yeah, also even this. Anyway, I'll run the app. That way you can see what the UI is like. You've seen it before, but yeah, I'm gonna talk about it, so whatever. Let's just show it. So this is a setup main menu. So in the constructor, I set up all my UIs. Oh yeah, also I needed to do this concept of a switcher, a component that with menu screens. So which screen are we on right now? Yeah, so you have a main, settings, debug, quit. And then I was linking the buttons. So for example, set up the settings menu. One of the button would be back, and this back would be on select menu. Oh, the C# extension is not loaded. So yeah, I have this menu, and then when I click settings and back, this all works by doing this settings, switch key. So when I click back, I say go back to the main menu. So here, go back. Wow, the lag. I have too many things open. Yeah, select menu, main. The new code would just be if this button is pressed, do that. No need to set up so much boilerplate. Yeah. Vartif. Yeah, don't look at that. This is my old way of not... Yeah, you want to see it? Where is it? Vartif. Freaking Vartif. I had so much fun coding that. Freaking... It's a class of type T that holds a type T called value in a property, C# property. So when I do value equals X, we go through this set var value, or if you want to use value, you do get, it goes through the get var. This is all implicit. So if you call vartif with nothing, then we default it to a value T, and then we create the lambdas inline. So we say get var. Get var returns this value that of type T that I set. Set var, give me a v for I guess value, and then you say value equals v. You see that I'm creating the things in line with oh man, I mean it's great stuff. Otherwise you can also pass in your own func and action, get var, set var. So this acts as if the value lives here. You see this set var, get var never touches value T. Anyway, so in practice you get vartif. So here I created a slider. This slider is a delay slider. So I think it's in my settings, delay. So if I put this at like, I don't know, 400 something, resume. Now when I click, it takes 400 milliseconds before it moves. And the way this was done is vartif. In my global function, I have this delay. So I say here, your get is get this utility delay, and your value is, and then your set is I get this value, and then I do utility delay equals value. And then from the slider, create slider, what does this do? Slider. This guy gets my vartif. So when I do vartif here, it goes all the way up to my global functions, gets the delay, shoom, comes all the way back here, delay plus my things, whatever, And then when it does cursor.value, it takes this value and it goes shoom, all the way up to my global functions delay. It sets it there. Shoom, come back all the way. Probably not. I think it used to be that you weren't allowed to do that. Okay, yeah, there is an advantage. Look at this. If I click on the level, I have, you see how this timeline up there, there's like the now is like 4,000. Okay. And I can also go in here and modify the now. And I'm not able to go above this number, 3,900. And then you're like, maybe you coded a range in this text box. Here, let's do that. 9. Wait, I was pressing 0. 9, 9, 9, 9. Oh, now we go back to 3. So maybe you think, oh, you coded a max. But this is a timeline. No, it's not a timeline. It's an integer input. There's no max in here. All you do is you take your value. And then here max column means how many there are. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I guess I said 8 digits. Anyway, so this integer thing doesn't care how big it can be. But when I do my assignment is modified. So I take this value, I put it in here. This vartif says like, boom, go all the way through wherever we're. The setter, yeah, the setter somewhere. Where did I do that? This would be in my editor level. Somewhere there's a. It's an integer input. Oops. I can't write it so hard. Create integer input. Is this the right one? It's either this or this top panel. Yeah, so it's up here. This is my integer input. Get set. So on this right panel, I say give me one integer input. Where the get is, it gets the time loop. Oh, and if we don't have a level selected, it defaults to 0. And then if you set, then the loop does this logic thing. So you get L max. Oh, okay, the cursor time is here. So the get is return this. I could simplify this, where instead of doing it like that, I could remove that and remove that. Let's get this in there. Boom. Something like that, whatever. I guess I'll put this on this line. There we go. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I'm not even gonna commit that. Anyway, yeah, so this get me the cursor time or set it, and then the set it, this has the clamp it between 0 and my maximum loop time. Refresh selection, apparently. Yeah, so this little thing right here, man, that's so convenient, being able to do that. Like here, you don't actually know that you're doing all that work. Let's undo everything. How do I do this in the MGUI wannabe? I guess for like one frame it would think that it would allow it to be higher, but then I would do my logic to bring it back to in range that I care about, and then on the next frame it would be okay. Like right now this thing is always bound exactly because of the vartif. Maybe I need a way to because even though I'm passing things by ref, we're not actually holding onto this reference. And I don't think I'm allowed to hold onto it. Someone, like that guy asked a question and then he's got downvoted 3 times. What is he trying to do? Let's say int, then I pass it to the class which should hold it, and then another class. He just did the, wait, printer, func int f. You initialize it with this func int f. They're doing the same thing that I'm doing with vartif. And then he creates this. Here, take this x, print. Yeah, I think there's no way to do it better with just the ref. Here it is passed by value. This copy is independent. It is possible to pass it by ref, but that isn't suitable here because ref can't be used on a field type. Now we can. However, I think this misses the point. We don't care. Man, people actually gave him good answers, but he still got downvoted. Can't be done, and I'm glad about it. Wow. Why? Because it's a guaranteed bug fest. Well, sure, but whatever. Yeah, well, poor guy. I feel like I should give him an upvote. I mean, that was 6 years ago, 7 years ago now. Almost. I mean, that guy was down and he got kicked even lower. People are, yeah. Your code X goes up as expected. The main difference. Yeah, 7 years old. But I think that's the general culture on this Stack Overflow site. A lot of like elitism. So in all of this, I saw nothing that I really cared about though. I mean, they're all doing the same thing that I'm doing. Oh shit, I did submit. So what is this? This, I don't care. What is this? I guess I care a little. I don't care. What is this? Care a little, okay. Ooh, official Microsoft. Oh. Oh, really? Well, the bad is kind of done though. They let it happen for so many years that now their reputation, I think, is probably done forever. Use a ref read only. What? Wait a second, what am I looking at? Yeah. But do you ask questions under yourself? Yeah. Ooh. You're actually a power user, nice. Oh. You write Wikipedia articles too? Nice. How do I hold on to the ref? Is there no way? Super glue. It might be dangerous, but I want to do it. So I never see it done on a class. Let's look at this again. Slider. I can't do public ref float test. I can't, right? But if I have a struct, test. Oh, my computer is struggling. Can I do ref super? What's wrong here? How did they do it? Is it something I need to enable? Public ref. How do I do this? All right. Yeah, let's do latest, sure. Down. Yeah. It looks like answering pays dividends over the years. So how do I do what they're doing? Public ref. I don't know. Can I do instead of a float a slider? Then it is a method group. Is that why I'm supposed to private slider hidden? Hidden equals S. Wait, we're allowed to do that? No, wait, it doesn't do what I think. This is not allowed though, right? I'm not allowed to do that. Vue.js. Should put a slot attribute. Yep. To pass an HTML, you can use slot. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I've done this in the past. Hey, there we go. So yeah, the thing that I'm trying to do is just not doable. Why do they make it look like I can? Public ref. This should be private static then? Why? I'll just do this. Oh, wait, no. Alright. Static test. Parameter less. Oh. That's true. And now you're allowed to do this. Then you call this varthief. But not really, because it's still a static. So I can't really use that. Yeah, it's stored, but in the... I think that it's stored here, so I can do var thief dot... that's true. Man, every time I forgot how you say that in English. Varthief test. Now I can do test. Super. Oh shit. That's pretty much it, right? But this is static. I have to make it static, right? Because I think right now, if I have many of this... Yeah, that's the thing. That's the... I'm trying to see how I can take a reference and save it. But obviously it's not a good idea to do this. So I'll have to find a better way. And anyway, it's not like if I were to use this UI library and then I look at the code and I see someone that's trying to do things like that by reference, most likely I never use this library. Because I'm like, wait, who in their right mind would ever do that? But I had to experiment for science just to see if it's doable. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I think I end the stream here. I'll have to figure it out because obviously we don't want to have this var thief. That's the reason the var thief never. I closed my other thing. Never made it into my main UI library. Because I didn't want anyone to ever see that. And maybe in the API I can have this slider could take like an optional validator, which would be like an action. No, a func. How does it work? Func that takes my type. Here it would be a float, and it returns a bool. And then I can call that like validator. That could be an idea. Well, no, you don't return bool, you return float. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if I return float, this can do a transformation. That could be an idea. Give me a function that does the thing. Yeah, transform. And then I don't need to like start doing reference stuff. You can put as much logic as you want in here. But most likely it's not gonna be in the constructor. I'll have to think about how you get this in here. But because we want to stay stateless as much as possible, like have everything happen here. Anyway, I end the stream here, and we're getting somewhere. Thanks for watching, Samurai, and everyone else. And see you tomorrow. I'll try to stream earlier.